A combo not to be looked over. Yo, what's going on? It's someone that's no one here, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report was sent in by an anonymous user. When this happened, 2019, the drugs used were cannabis, nitrous oxide, MDMA, and ketamine, at a dose of 1 gram of cannabis, around 10 canisters of nitrous, 1 gram MDMA, 1 gram ketamine. The route of administration was orally, through balloons, bombs for MDMA, and intranasally for ketamine. Gender, male, weight, 170 pounds, age, 19, height, 6'1", prior experience, dabbled in ketamine, weed every so often, 2CB a few times, MDMA around 5 times prior, and speed and cocaine. And the setting, it starts at a music festival, but the trip starts when they're back at a friend's house. So this report details some users that go balls out, given that this is the actual dosage, though he does mention that it was an estimate. There's definitely some unique effects reported though, and it's pretty much what you would come to expect from doing a combo and dosage this strong. So I think you guys are going to like this one, and without further ado, let's dive right into it. So we entered the event at around 1 p.m. midday and started to see everyone we wanted to go and see for the event. Main headliners, who we agreed we'd see parts of, then go and see others as they tended to overlap. Not long after we arrived, we dropped a full pill each and waited for the come up. My friend, we'll call him James, always says it never hit him at the actual events, and he only tends to enjoy it when we arrive back at the place we'd be staying at for the night. As he claims, he feels more of the drug while doing nothing, which isn't a lie. After around 1 hour, we were all experiencing the come up, so we went to a quiet place to stay and waited it out. It was at this point we all started to feel at least something, but we made the joint agreement that with the weather and general atmosphere, we would return home and live out the rest of our experience at the apartment. As we left, they were already taxi queued up, waiting for people to leave, and it was at this point the first friend, James, felt the pill hit him all at once. Anyway, we got in the car and got back to the apartment. When we arrived, we had a full bowl each in the bong, dropped another full pill, each had a line of ketamine, and waited to see its effects. After around 1 to 2 hours, I can't remember exactly, they claimed that they each dropped another pill, in which I replied, "Oh really? It wasn't that long ago when we dropped before," and then again, dropped another each. The sitting pattern of where we were staying was simple, with a TV in the front of the room, with a coffee table in front of it, and on each side of the coffee table lied a sofa each. Not to mention in front of this coffee table was a big chair. There was 3 of us, so we sat in the chair facing the TV, in which none of us knew what was on or playing, as we were all feeling the effects of everything hitting at once. As I was on the right side of the TV, my friends were on the left, and it was at this stage my eardrums started to ring unbearably loud, and my limbs felt heavy and unusable. The scariest part was that combined with the very high-pitched ringing, which covered the TV noise and any chance of any voice being spoken to me, was my peripheral vision being fucked up. I could see my friends in shadow patterns to my left with their faces warping and such. The highlights of their main body features were lit up like when you look at the sun for too long and close your eyes and see fake light. This was what I could see of my friends, even though I was not looking at them. I go to stand up as the power of each substance was getting a little bit too heavy for me, and I went to leave the room to lie down in one of the guest rooms. I opened the door to leave and entered into the hallway into pitch darkness. I forgot completely where I was as the door closed behind me, and I could see only blackness and the bright fake light of the shadows over my vision lighting up the darkness. I eventually find a room, and it was the same room I came from. None of my friends noticed I went back through the door and found the correct one leading to a guest room. I go to lie down, and there's no background noise. I am left with my own thoughts and the intense ringing which wouldn't stop and start again as I laid down in the bed. After anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes, my friends noticed I was not in the room and found their way to me and asked if I was alright. I looked up and nodded at them and followed them back into the living room. It was here I had another line of ketamine and remained seated in the chair. This time the ketamine was far, I felt, as I could start to hear voices around the room that wasn't there. By the time we knew it, we all went to bed and woke up in the late afternoon. The scariest part was the shadow demons that took form as my friends as I wasn't looking at them and their faces warping, not to mention the screaming of my ears as they rung for hours, along with the confusion I felt as I left the room to be left with my thoughts, which were very dark at the time. I hope this video is worthy. The amounts of each substance is a rough estimate of what I took for the whole day/night. Thank you.